Hello, it's Matt Bragg here, one of the hosts of the nightly show on Hatch. Hope you're having a nice holiday season, and as a gift to you all, we're choosing our favourite episodes from the nightly and re-releasing them, just to make sure everyone gets to hear them. I'm choosing What RAWR Means and mooning MJ. That's RAWR spelled R-A-W-R, and this was a huge episode for me, because clearly I didn't know what RAWR meant, and I now know it means I love you in Dinosaur. I don't know whether you're any better off for knowing that or not, but it's in there. And Moonin' MJ is one of my favourite stories from British music, pop culture, when Jarvis Cocker from the band Pulp took his trousers down at the Brit Awards and mooned Michael Jackson. So enjoy it, and thank you again for listening. We all really appreciate it. And we hope that we help your nights be a little cozier and a little funnier. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in the new year with some new episodes.
Good evening, I'm KP.
And I'm Matt. Welcome to the Nightly from Hatch, where you can listen to this and go to sleep.
That's so true, Matt. That is just so true.
What did you reckon to the new tagline?
You know, I like that it makes you think. Yeah, you can listen to this and go to sleep. Wow.
It's pretty layered, isn't it?
It's really layered. Yeah.
Yeah. How's things anyway? What's been going on?
I was going to ask the same thing. Wow. Things have been good. I would say if there's a book title for my evening, maybe I would say it is Oh, the Places You'll Flow. I've been really flowing today, going with the flow.
Nice.
I think I've just been letting life happen. I've been real responsive to texts and emails, which is maybe not my usual state. Bought myself some drinks, all different kinds, trying some new beverages today.
What sort of thing are we talking? Like seltzery type stuff, I assume.
Yeah, I went to the bodega downstairs, tried a new coffee drink, bought a new soda drink, and then 2 different seltzers that I've never tried. So it's a real exploratory period of my life.
Is there any like occasion, or are these just for your own sort of amusement in the fridge?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I've sort of decided that beverages and having a lot of different types of is a real passion of mine. So I allow the budget to go towards fun drinks in my fridge. So no occasion, just sort of when it strikes me. And it struck.
Nice, yeah. Why not?
How about you? What is a book title for your life?
Right now, I would probably go for a book that I've read as well, which is great. And the title really sort of resonated today, which is All the Light We Cannot See.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm having some electrical issues.
Oh, literally, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've taken to, in this increasingly difficult economic climate, to doing a lot of handiwork myself. And
sure.
Mixed results, I'll be honest. Needed to rewire a switch, but it was like a 3-way switch. So now I've flicked one light on the landing, and then like the living room light turns on, and you turn that off, and it turns a bedroom light on, and I've made a mess of it. And
sure.
Weirdly, I sort of let that go, and totally undeterred by that failure, the outside light had broken. So I took that off and I bought a new outside light, like one of the sensor activated ones. Put that in, wired that up. Thought I did a great job until darkness fell. I left the front door, it triggered the sensor and nearly blew the porch out. So
oh no,
it's been one of those weeks, yeah. But we go again. We'll go again next week.
So you know what you need to do to fix it?
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you define fix it. I've been watching some YouTube videos and
sure,
just trying to get my confidence back, and I'll give it another go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's most of fixing things, I think, is believing you can. So you're on the right track.
I think so, yeah. And Speaking of fixing things, it's one thing that does work. Would you like to step into the pop culture time machine this evening, KP?
That is an electronic device that has never broken down. I love it. Let's jump in.
Let's do it. So, what moment in time are you wanting to revisit?
The moment that I would like to visit, because I didn't really get to visit it the first time, so it's like we get to kind of see it for the first time together here, is the height of X Games. Does X Games mean anything to you?
Is it extreme sports?
It is extreme sports, the X Games. That's exactly it. I wasn't tuned into the skateboarding world back in the day. But now I think looking back on the very, very cool things that have happened with it, I think I'm kind of wanting a resurgence into being a skateboarding person. At least just looking. I'm far too old to get on the board and begin that journey. But the X Games was started in 1994. And I think the main, obviously, figurehead to take away from the X Games is Tony Hawk.
Yes.
He was a golden boy. And especially in 1999, he landed the world's first 900, which is 2.5 spins on a skateboard ramp. And this was just like, nobody was doing it like Dear Sweet Tony. He just got to 900 and the crowd's absolutely freaking out. And what I do think is wild about this now is like it had never been done before. Then he does it in 1999. And now I saw this interview where he was interviewing like this incredible skateboarder right now who's 10 years old, who's like kind of the best in the game right now. And Tony Hawk was like, how long after you did the 360, the one rotation, did it take you to do a 900? And the little kid goes, 4 days.
Wow.
And it's just wild that it's like what took him, years and years is now that he showed people it could be done and how it could be done. Then the ramping up to it gets so much easier for all the generations after. So X Games in general, I think are very cool. It's kind of like cool guy Olympics. There's BMXing off of cliffs.
Wow.
Street style. There's a lot of really cool things to check in on. And I think it should maybe have even more love and attention. I think it should be up there with the Olympics. It's cool.
It is very cool. Like I was young, but I remember the sort of impact that had. Because people on BMXs, like you generally associate them with just sort of doing burglaries and stuff.
Sure.
And then like overnight, you're like, oh no, these people are pretty talented. Like it's impressive what they can do. And it got a whole generation of kids like sort of breaking their ankles, which is always fun to see.
Yes. The cool thing to me, vibe-wise, about skateboarding was like, this gives, kids that just want to look cool, an event to do outside where they can look cool and not just be like hanging around somewhere, getting into trouble. And I think a lot of skateboarders probably are in that like, live fast, die young mentality.
The whole idea is to sort of, it's a sport where you can kind of look cool, isn't it? And I don't think it's possible to look cool in elbow pads. I've never seen that done.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Hawk did wear, the 1999 video of him landing that 900. He's wearing elbow pads and a helmet. So good on him for setting the look.
What a loser.
Yeah, forget it. Forget everything I said. I don't want to go there anymore. I only want to go if I can make fun of him.
But, so you're in the pop culture time machine.
Yeah.
Which, as we've discussed, works perfectly and is taking you right back to the first X Games in 1994, was it?
Yeah.
Are you going all out in terms of the fashion? Have you got to go with like those big chunky shoes and the baggy jeans? Yeah.
Junko jeans, Osiris's DC shoes. Those are some other ones.
Oh yeah, DC shoes, yeah.
I'm happy to get on it. And I think they're kind of making a resurgence too. Big baggy jeans. I was more on the Converse, which is another shoe, but not necessarily a skate shoe.
Yeah, that sort of straddled between kind of skate and emo music, didn't like the Converse.
I was more the emo, and we would write My Chemical Romance lyrics on the bottom of the Converse. You'd write Panic at the Disco.
Brilliant.
You'd write RAWR, which means I love you, and Dinosaur, of course.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I've wondered about that for what must be going on 20 years now. I thought it stood for something.
Well, yeah, it used to just sort of be like now a cringy little just thing you would say. And I think there used to be some sort of, I don't know if it was like an original meme or a YouTube video or something where it was, yeah, RAWR means I love you in Dinosaur. And then you would kind of put two little talons in the air.
Brilliant.
I don't know where it came from, but that's my culture.
Yeah, and you know, you've got to respect other cultures. It definitely travelled. I remember in my school, it was people had that all over their
yeah,
like MSN Messenger and their Bebo pictures and whatever.
yes,
Yeah, remember that. And I never thought to ask what it was. I just sort of accepted it. But
and it's RAWR, of course, RAWR.
Yeah. It'd be weird if it was OAR, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it just doesn't flow as well. Where are you taking us in the pop culture time machine?
I would head back to the Brit Awards in 1996 when Michael Jackson was on stage doing Earth Song, kind of in white robes, loads of kids around, you know, being a kind of Jesus figure. And Jarvis Cocker, who was the front man of Pulp, jumped up on the stage and mooned him, the whole Brit Awards and the TV audience and Michael Jackson, which was obviously at the time, like Michael Jackson was the biggest pop star in the world. So it was like a huge like controversy. And basically Cocker said later on that he did it because he thought Michael Jackson's performance was in bad taste because he was portraying himself as like a Christ-like figure, and he thought it was like a messianic performance, and he wanted to inject some reality into it, so he took his trousers off, which is a really funny way of doing it. But it happened, big blow up. Michael Jackson's people went mad about it, and then the weirdest part was that there was a comedian in England called Bob Mortimer, who's a really sort of silly comedian, like famously silly. But it turned out he was actually a solicitor or a trained solicitor before he went full-time into comedy.
Okay.
So he was at the Brit Awards and he basically got his solicitor books out, and he was the legal defence for Jarvis Cocker against like Sony Records and whoever it was in Michael Jackson's team. So the whole thing is just so bizarre.
Yeah. Okay. And also, I'm taking a look in the Pillow Talk encyclopedia of this event, and I'm seeing a lot of images of Oasis too. Liam and Noel, were they involved in something like this?
They weren't involved, but they were there at the time.
They're just always around. Anywhere there's controversy, Oasis is going to be next door.
Yeah.
They're around.
Yeah, they'll always be somewhere nearby.
Was Jarvis, now here's the thing I'm thinking, like, is his music just like regular British pop indie, or was he like, no, I'm punk, this makes sense?
Oh no, he's very much sort of like indie rock.
Okay,
just
so it's not even like he was trying to
he's not punk.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to cause a stir because he's like that kind of off the wall guy.
No, he strikes me as he's a funny guy.
Sure.
But I don't think he's got any sort of kind of delusions of being like a real, you know, fight the power kind of guy.
No.
I think he just saw the Michael Jackson thing and thought, that's over the top.
Yeah.
We need to kind of bring that down a notch.
Did he have a career afterwards? It seems like he did okay. It's not like everyone shunned him, right?
No, not at all. In fact, Pulp made a comeback this year.
Oh.
And they've been on a arena tour and did Glastonbury. Brilliant band, like really brilliant band.
Yeah.
So he's been absolutely fine. Yeah, he's a real sort of cult hero, and I think this is partially why, because everyone just loved this kind of, I don't know, this pushback against the sort of over-the-top messianic pop star stuff.
Sure. There is an article title I would love to read about this because I think it's really interesting stuff. He says, life became dark. Pulp's Jarvis Cocker says that fame became difficult to handle for him after he pretended to fart on Michael Jackson. You know?
How could you not love that man?
I think as comedians, we sometimes bits don't land and life becomes dark.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Yeah, especially when you've got it in your head, you think this is really going to work. Everyone's going to love this.
And then you get sued.
Yeah, that's the sort of the line that you walk, isn't it?
Yes, that's why we're brave for doing our job.
I think the Jackson organisation accused Cocker of endangering on stage child actors.
Okay.
Cocker merely ran on stage, gave a questioning look, waggled his behind, and lifted up his jacket before exiting, pursued by security.
See, that's the thing. He didn't even show his naked bum. He just seemed to show his pants in a bit of a fart-adjacent motion. You know?
Yeah, I thought he did. But yeah, no, actually, I don't think it was that bad.
No, it seems as if his clothed behind was just sort of out on stage. And that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, he says further down, doesn't he? Yeah, at first it looked bad. After that, everybody knew who I was. I'd always wanted to be famous, but you can't decide on the level of fame you're going to get. And that sent me an overload of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where I'd go back to. And I would love to just be sat in the dressing room where he was detained between him and Bob Mortimer. A comedian giving him legal advice, and just sit in and just watch that unfold. I think it would have been amazing.
I think I know. Okay, I know, Bob. You said the name and I was like, surely he's not the one from these funny clips I see from Last One Laughing.
Oh, yeah. So he won Last One Laughing on Amazon, yeah.
He's very funny. Okay, and he was like, don't worry, I'm here for your lawyer needs.
Yeah, apparently the police were holding Jarvis Cocker in a dressing room, and Bob Mortimer just sort of burst in and kind of said, right, I'll deal with it.
That's perfect. I mean, comedian, lawyer, coming to bat. It's all kind of a perfect spot to visit in the time machine. I like it.
It really is, I think, yeah. And that teamed with 2 years before the X Games. I think we've covered a lot of bases in the pop culture time machine this evening.
Absolutely. I think it's also funny because I think that moment in these current day and age would not even be like newsworthy if somebody came on stage and just sort of like stuck their clothed butt out on stage. I think wouldn't even maybe make news. But I think back then awards shows were such a big deal. So interesting.
Yeah, we've definitely become desensitized, I think. So I'm going to turn in and start dreaming about the simpler times of the mid-90s.
Yes. I'm going to head off to that big ol' half pipe in dreamland. Good night, Matt. I'll talk to you next time.
Night, KP.